With you while I install that one?
Yeah,
Where's the policeman that was on here? It's a police motorcycle, isn't it?
Yeah, but they don't... But...
Just a minute.
Hey, it's a great day, you know.
Hi, Scotty.
Hey, Jason, how you doing?
Fine.
You know, it must be at least 95 degrees out there, no sweat. But I bet it's 5 degrees cooler up here where the rich people live.
Why? Because they're so rich they can afford to buy better weather?
No, because all the air conditioning is just leaking out from under the doors.
You're early.
No, actually, I'm on time. You see, it's not every day I get a date with the Queen of the Hill. I didn't want to be late.
See, you came prepared. I can smell the cologne from here.
Yeah, well, you know, Scout's motto, you know, you always got to be prepared. What's that kid doing here?
He's my roommate, Scotty.
Yeah, well, I thought you were going to drop him off with Mrs. Bowman.
Well, Mrs. Bowman happens to be a very sick woman. I'm going to have to take him someplace else.
Yeah, well, is that near or far away?
It's close enough.
You want to ride?
Nope. Got my own car now. Come on, Jason. You ready to go? Here we are. But,
So long, Jason.
if I'm not back in 20 minutes.
Right, I know. Start without you.
That's right. Bye.
Goodbye.
Slow morning, Amy?
You're telling me.
No, actually, I was asking you.
Even the phones haven't been ringing today.
Amy, how's Rick?
Oh, he's fine. Thanks for asking. In fact, Mikey got to see him yesterday, and I think it did him, I think it did everybody a world of good.
Oh, I bet.
It says here in the paper it's going to get up to 100 degrees today.
At least we're in an air-conditioned place. Amy, are there any messages for me this morning? Amy, messages?
No, you're clear.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, Professor Jerrold. How are you holding up in this little heat wave we seem to be having?
Little? I'd hate to see big. It's almost 100 out there.
Ooh, well, for once the paper is right. Is there anything I can help you with?
Yes, if I could, I'd like to see Grant.
Let's see. It says here that he's not able to have any visitors until after 12 p.m. But if you want to wait over there, I'll call up for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I don't believe it.
What?
There's an article in here about Ruby and Bobbie.
What? What about...
You are never going to believe this.
I think you better read this.
No, darling, reading is something I do for relaxation. Right now I'm working.
Luke, read this.
Okay, what is the good commissioner saying about me now?
It's not Robert this time.
Oh, damn. Thank you.
Hey, Jason. How you doing, buddy? Come here. Come here, big guy. Oh.
Hey, look what I got for you. Let me pull this thing off you here. There we go. That's it. Look what I got for you.
What'd you get him?
Come, take it.
Cute little friend you got there.
Yeah, he is the best. This kid's a true winner, aren't you?
In more ways than one.
Excuse me, I've got somebody flagging me down.
Sure. So, listen. My babysitting rates are going up.
Very funny.
No, it's all right. I'll babysit him. But I do want to know, what's going on?
Nothing. Just need a little time to myself, that's all.
Come on, Heather, you're talking to me. What's his name?
Okay, I'm going to see Scotty.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to get him to promise the help of his friend down at Social Services.
Pull out all the stops, huh?
Well, that's one way of putting it. So I'll see you later.
Mm-hmm.
And you too. You be a good boy for your Uncle Jimmy Lee, okay?
Yeah, he will be. And, good luck.
Luck won't have anything to do with it.
Yeah.
Well, Jace, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you a choice. What do you want to do? We can go to the park, or we can go to the zoo, or we can go to Grandma's and Grandpa's. What do you want to do?
Go to Grandpa.
What?
Grandpa.
Grandma and Grandpa's? Okay, we'll do that. Let's get out of here. Oh, got this. And we're gone. Say bye to Donna.
Bye.
All right.
I really thought. I mean, it's 300 degrees out, and someone is trying to sell us a furnace.
Monica, where's Father?
What's wrong? I mean, I thought you were working.
Yes, I got out for lunch. Where is he?
Well, he's in the living room.
Come on, you better come with me. This concerns you, too.
What?
Father.
Oh, boy. No breeze at all. That river's so stagnant you can smell it from here.
I've got some bad news for you, sir. You know, yesterday in surgery at the hospital, somebody died. A man named Henry Charnoux, a banker.
Yeah, I read about it in the paper. Poor chap died right there on the operating table.
Yes, I heard about it.
Quite a reputation the old boy had for himself. Or I should say young boy.
He was 38.
What do you mean, you knew him, Edward?
Well, I knew of him. He left the Second City Bank to head up some big credit rating institution. Real shame.
You're going to think it's even bigger shame when I tell you how he died.
Well, I heard it was complications during surgery.
That's what everybody thought until the autopsy was performed. And then Steve called me into the office because he wanted us to know. It seems that this man was given some medicine during surgery which may have contributed to his death and possibly was contaminated.
What do you mean, may have, or possibly? What does that mean?
They're going to launch an investigation.
So what's that got to do with us?
The medication in question came from Bowlen Pharmaceuticals. Steve has put a hold on all Bowlen drugs until a determination has been made.
Oh, I've never seen such heat. It must be over 100 degrees out there. What's wrong? Professor Jerrold?
It's all right.
No, they're taking blood, and they're going to notify me as soon as it's okay for you to go up.
Grant's all right, isn't he?
Oh, yeah, he's going to be fine. He's almost completely recovered. They just want to keep him a little longer for observation.
I see. Then you let me know the minute it's all right.
The very second.
Well, I'll just sit here and read my magazine.
Okay.
Lee is going to be furious when he reads this.
Oh, the article about Bobbie and Ruby and... Well, you know it's going to make Luke look bad, not Lee.
Oh, that's not the point. Lee has gone out of his way to avoid smear tactics like this.
Well, somebody gave out the information.
And who do you think everybody is going to point their finger at?
Lee.
Exactly. And I happen to know he had nothing to do with this, Amy.
Well, somebody got the information.
The article said it was an unnamed source.
And you were afraid that everyone's going to think the unnamed source was Lee Baldwin?
It was a Baldwin, all right, but it wasn't Lee.
Scotty?
Look, I have to find Lee. Will you just check me out, Amy?
Sure. Scotty. Had to be Scotty. Who else? Oh, Ron, do you happen to have an extra dime on you?
Sure.
Well, you never have change when you need it most. Thank you. I'll pay you interest. Grant Putnam's room, please.
Hello?
This is Natalie. Jerrold's down here waiting for you.
I heard.
All right, just make sure you convince him to let you into the lab.
I understand.
Grant, I certainly hope you do.
Well, come on, we can't just let it ring. I don't care. I can't take another one of those phone calls.
Oh, yeah.
Hello? No, I'm sorry they're not here, but if you... Hang up. Damn it, Jesse, hang up. I'm sorry.
Just never thought that people really talked that way.
Another obscene phone call. Why are they doing this? Because they're sick and demented. You can't listen to a thing they say. Jesse, don't answer that. Enough abuse.
We've got to find out who it is.
It's just another honest citizen out to ruin our lives.
Ruby Bobbie, come on, open up with me.
Oh, it is an honest citizen.
Come on.
Hi, Jesse. What are you doing hiding in here?
We've been getting a lot of phone calls from people. They're saying very bad things.
I'll bet they are. They're going to say worse things when they see you on the street. But that's no reason for you to hold up in this apartment and just wait for it to go away, because it's not going to go away. I'll find out who's responsible. I'm going to go down to the paper and talk to what's-his-face.
The explanation is Scotty.
What?
Yeah, he knows. He told us.
What do you mean he knows?
He sent for our rap sheets.
Scotty's been sending us copies of our rap sheets in the mail. I guess he sent one to the paper, too.
He told them their past was public record.
I don't understand it, though. Do you think the paper could have dug it up on their own?
Why?
I don't know.
Well, I'll find out. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Well, please. Oh, Bobbie.
Oh, don't worry. I'm not going to touch that.
None of us are.
Moving up to high society hasn't cooled off your passion.
Cooled off my passion? What's that supposed to mean?
It's a compliment.
Sure, Scotty. There's good old Heather Weber, hot as ever, huh?
Yeah, something like that.
Look, Scotty, this is supposed to be a lunch date. Are you hungry?
Not for food.
Why did I know you were going to say that?
Look, what's all this talking, all right? We've got all afternoon now that that screaming kid is gone.
Here you go again.
What?
Picking on poor Jason. Don't you think that child has had enough problems in his life without having to stand for your criticism?
Hey, wait a minute. It's nothing personal, all right? It's just that I don't get much time with you. And when I do, I want to cherish it.
Scotty, you might as well get used to Jason being around.
Well, you don't think that sitter's going to work out?
No, exactly the opposite. That sitter acts like a parent.
Great, then we have nothing to worry about.
It's just not that easy.
Yeah, sure it is. You never had a problem before.
Scotty, I mean, being a parent, it's not an easy job.
I know, I hear that.
And I'm coming up for evaluation soon.
What?
As a guardian, to see if I'm a fit guardian for Jason.
Well, you'll do all right, because you're kind of like an old woman in the shoe, you know?
Scotty, I am serious.
Look, Heather, it's really not my problem, okay? The social services are either going to do you a fit guardian or not a fit guardian, and there's not a heck of a lot you can do about it.
Well, no, maybe not me personally.
Well, not anybody, all right? It's, look, this evaluation or estimation, or whatever you want to call it, is going to happen, all right? And you're just going to have to go along with the decision.
Yeah, and my background is not exactly going to help me.
That's true.
Even though I've changed.
I know, but they're going to take that into consideration, I'm sure.
I guess so.
What are you thinking?
I'm just looking for a way to get a little better chance at this and improving my odds.
Well, don't go looking at me.
Well, come on, Scotty. You must know someone.
Where?
Well, down at social services. After all, a man like you probably have contacts in all the governmental agencies.
Well, there's Jack Rafferty.
Right. Yeah, you've mentioned him before. Isn't he the guy you got off on the drunk driving charge?
Yeah, that's right.
Well, then he owes you a favor, doesn't he?
Wait a second. I thought, I was coming over here for a little action in the afternoon, and now you kind of turned this into a business transaction, huh?
No, of course not. I mean, I wouldn't even have thought of it if you hadn't mentioned that drunk driving charge.
Yeah, sure, Heather. Sure.
Really, Scotty?
Really, sure.
Scotty, come on.
I believe you.
Couldn't you just talk to him? To Mr. Rafferty? I'm sure he knows he owes you a favor. That's what you said, isn't it?
No, you said it.
Well, it's true.
Okay, I'll do it for you.
Scotty, you don't know how I've missed you.
Oh, really? Why don't you show me?
How could you do it? How could you print this? You knew what kind of effect it would have on Luke. Just to say those two ladies.
Well, you're the one who showed those rap sheets to me, Jackie.
I was only curious to find out what was going on with Scott Baldwin. I never intended to print this.
You said that?
You knew exactly how I felt about this.
You should have kept it under your hat, Jackie.
I just don't believe you. I really thought you had a lot more class than this. You know, and don't give me this is news and you're obligated to print it because this is trash. And this is a first-rate paper and it doesn't belong here.
Are you offering me your resignation, Jackie?
I just want an explanation.
All right, I'll give you one. Never show an editor anything you don't want to see in print, okay?
Now, that's a lousy excuse if I've ever heard one.
Excuse? What's yours? I mean, you're the one who went digging into their past, not me. I mean, personally, I thought I showed great restraint in burying it on the 8th page.
I really have to question your integrity, Ian.
I never doubted your lack of it, Jackie.
Good. You're both here. This saves me the opportunity to have to repeat myself.
Luke, please, just give me the chance.
Listen, baby, I've already heard from you on page 8 in black and white.
I didn't write it.
No, I didn't think you did. This clown here did. But you let him print it, didn't you? You have to take responsibility for that. That's not very friendly.
I didn't know anything about it.
Right.
Just leave her out of this, Spencer. She didn't know anything about printing it. I'll take full responsibility for that.
Why, Shelton? That's all I want to know.
Why? It's a fact. It's news.
It's an unprovoked attack on two of this community's finest citizens.
Nothing in here is an attack. This is a straightforward reporting of the news.
The news is what happened yesterday, man, not 10 years ago.
Well, that's a matter of opinion now, isn't it?
Did you have any idea, or are you even interested in the fact of what this kind of journalism could do to these women's lives?
Listen, if I worried about everything I wrote on the effect it would have on people's personal lives, I wouldn't be in business now, would I?
How did you find out?
Sorry, we don't reveal our sources.
I have a right to know.
Well, why don't you hire a lawyer? And listen, before you continue this attack on my ability as an editor, I just want you to remember one thing. This newspaper is supporting your candidacy.
What?
Well, you didn't read the editorial in part 3, hmm?
I never read editorials.
Well, maybe you should think about starting, hmm? It personally condemns these kinds of smear attacks.
Oh, it does? In an editorial, you condemn smear attacks, and on page 8, you go for it. Is that it? Man, that's great, you know, that's wonderful. Are you telling me this kind of venom is what I can expect from my political opponent?
I'm telling you what is in the editorial. Now, we came out 100% in your favor.
The hell with your damn editorial! That's a slanderous attack on my family. And don't try and lay it off on Lee. If anybody connected to Lee would have done this, it'd have been his kid.
Then why don't you go talk to him?
Because I'm talking to you. He didn't print it. Hell, I doubt if he can even read it. Why, man? That's all I want to know is why. Why would you want to do that, huh?
Look, Scotty would be the first one.
Scotty would be the last one to make this kind of thing made known. You know that? Because this is his ace in the hole. He would hold off until just before the election to lay this bomb out. No, you dug this up on your own, didn't you?
All right, true. We did call Florida to check the validity of the story. We found out that Scotty Baldwin had instructed those rap sheets to be sent to us. In other words, if we hadn't written the story, the other paper would have.
Okay. You're going to stand by this sleazy article, aren't you? Well, I'll tell you something, man. I don't want any part of your newspaper. I don't want retractions. I don't want any more articles. And I especially don't want your endorsement for mayor.
Fine. Then what are you doing here?
I'm wasting my time. Thanks, kid. You're a great help.
There's a name for people like you.
Yeah, what is that, Jackie? What do you want to say?
I need a dictionary to dig that deep in the mud.
Yeah, well, while you're digging that deep in the mud, why don't you see what you can come up with on the city council race? I'm assigning you to that feature, too.
Ian, write it yourself.
Another day, off to a great start.
Couches are good for one thing, but beds are better for something else.
Oh, I think you're getting old, Scotty.
That happens.
Yeah, quicker to some than others.
Well, you know what I think it is? I think the older I get and the richer I get, the more I like the comforts of being rich.
I guess we can rule out the floor then, huh?
Oh, I'm just getting over those last carpet burns, Heather.
You're a very finicky lovemaker.
I know it, but I'm going to make it up to you upstairs. Come on. Who's that?
I don't know. Hello? Luke, how you doing?
Yeah, you want to step
How
back,
are
Heather?
Heather, why don't you just...
You gonna hide behind a woman again?
Well, that's never stopped you before, has it, Spencer?
That's right. I called your office. They said you were over at Miss Weber's having a business meeting. I got some business for you. Excuse me, Heather. This is for Bobby. That one was for Ruby. Sorry to break up your afternoon and your boyfriend. That last one was for me. If there's any blood, I suggest a little soda water. Sorry to interrupt.
Scotty, are you all right? Can you talk?
Well, yeah, I'm okay.
Well, then would you please tell me what's going on?
Well, you tell Mr. Livingston that I want to talk to him. It's urgent, and I want to talk to him immediately.
All we can hope is that this is an isolated incident.
Can you imagine the lawsuits a thing like this is going to generate?
I'm much more concerned about the welfare of the people who've been given this drug.
First, we have to determine where the contamination occurred before we can find out who's responsible
Well,
for
I'm
it.
sure if it was just an accident...
Accidents don't hold up in court. They're going to want to know who the responsible party is, and that'll be Bowlen. And if Bowlen sinks, so does ELQ.
Oh, Mr. Quartermain, I just saw the strangest thing. I was out in the garden, and Luke Spencer just came out of Heather's cottage in a storm, got in his car, and drove away in a fury.
Oh, Stella, that's none of our business. We have enough problems of our own to worry about without Heather's.
I think it's still very strange.
Well, Heather's a strange woman. The sooner you realize that, the easier it's going to be for you to accept her.
Mr. Livingston? Yes, this is Martha Quartermain. The hospital has notified you? Well, what are you doing about it? Mr. Livingston, excuse me, this is not enough. No, I want all medication checked and double-checked before it leaves that plant. Now, I don't care if it was only one drug. Everything gets checked, or I will personally close down the entire company. Now, do you realize if this contamination spreads, we could all be ruined, and you personally could go to jail? Oh, yes, I am sure you will keep your mouth shut. You do get back to me, quickly.
You wouldn't dare close down the operation.
Well, I might not be able to, but I'm sure the Drug Administration will.
How strange. You know, the first anti-venom that we got for Grant was contaminated as well.
Well, it's lucky for us that wasn't Bowlen, too.
Speaking of Grant, how's he doing?
Very well, very well. He's up and walking around, and he can have regular visitors now.
Well, Celia, yes, well, we should all go see him.
Well, you have to wait in line. Everyone wants to see him now. Even Dr. Jerrold is over there.
Professor. Grant. Hello. This is a surprise. I'm just waiting to come up and see you.
Oh, I hate staying up in that room.
You're feeling better then?
Well, I'm feeling almost as good as new. They tell me they're going to let me go home tomorrow.
How strange. Scorpion sting.
Yes, well, believe me, Professor, no one was more surprised than I.
At least you're feeling better.
Well, that's enough about me. How about you? Is your work progressing on schedule?
Work. I've been so busy, I haven't had time to see the light of day.
You know, I'll tell you what, Doctor. I'm going to have some time off when I get out of here. I could come over and I could help you out. I'd even answer phones and pick up your trash if it'll allow you more time to finish your project.
That's very kind of you, Grant. But I'm afraid not very feasible.
Well, why not? I'm sure I could be of great help.
I know. But unfortunately, I'm not allowed to let anyone into my office now. Not even you.
General Hospital will continue in a moment.